I'm known as the world's most flexible person, and I get asked loads of questions all the time about how to do the flexibility moves that I perform. And in my course, I break down the core poses and core movements to be able to do the moves that I perform. So if you want to learn more in-depth flexibility, then head over to my course. But today we're going to go into some basics of how to open up our legs to get some leg flexibility at home. Come with me today to follow us on a leg flexibility journey. Now, today we're going to work on our legs. So our legs are actually a pretty gigantic part of our body because, it's literally half our body. From here, our hips, all the way to our ankles, these are our legs. They're very long and they have a lot of muscles in them. So let's break down some of the muscles that are in our legs. We have our hip flexors, then we have our glutes, hamstrings at the back of our leg, quads at the front of our leg, and our calves at the back of our legs. Now these are just some of the muscles that are in our legs, but how are we going to open up our legs at home? Boom, number one, we're going to come to the floor and we're just going to go down into a squat. So we're going to squat all the way, keeping our weight onto our heels. We're going to squat onto the ground like so. Then you want to try and walk in this squat. Just like so. You want to get moving in this squat. And we're going to walk in this squat. Walk to hip flexibility success. This is going to open up our hips. Walk around in this squat. And here you should be feeling this in your hips. If you can't go as low into the squat, don't worry about it. You can stay at the level of flexibility that you're at and just use your hands for support to walk. Or if you can't walk, then stay in the squat and move and breathe in this squat. Move from side to side. Get those hips moving, guys. Number two, we're gonna go into opening our hips a little bit further with, let's fly on to the next one, because it's a pigeon stretch. We're going into a pigeon stretch. You wanna straighten out your back leg and you want to bend your front leg like this. It's almost similar to a split. You might not be all the way down on the ground, but no worries. Come into the pigeon stretch at the level you feel comfortable. Use your hands for support. You can even grab some yoga blocks to support you some more so you can go a bit higher into this pigeon stretch. Stay at your pace, so use the support if you need it. And what you want to do, you want to come into this stretch where you have your front leg bent, and then you're going to square your hips so you keep them straight and keep your back leg straight. Now this is the pigeon stretch. Now guys, don't fly away. We're gonna stay in this pigeon stretch and we're gonna breathe through our nose and out through our mouth. And if you're feeling comfortable in this pigeon stretch, then from here, you can actually go forwards onto your front leg. And we're gonna get a super duper deep stretch in our hips. This is a wonderful hip stretch. And if you wanna make it even a little bit harder, then move your front leg to a 90-degree angle, come back into that pigeon stretch, and then bend forwards once more. Exhaling as you go down. And this is the pigeon stretch. Be wary, guys. Don't fly off with this one. We're gonna stay planted on the ground whilst you're in the pigeon stretch. Number three. Next up, we're gonna be doing some worms. Oh wait, no, not those worms. We're doing inchworms. So we're gonna come to our feet and we're gonna place our hands in front of us. And you're gonna crawl your hands away all the way to a plank, and then our feet are gonna follow through and they're gonna crawl to our hands. We're gonna go back the other way. Boom, crawl out and then crawl back in. We're inching this worm in and out. This is the inchworm. Now this is going to open up your hamstrings. It's a great stretch for opening up your hamstrings, and it also builds strength in your shoulders as well. If it's hard for you to go all the way to the hands on the ground, then you can also practice actually staying in this hamstring stretch. You can use an object to balance on if you would like to, and you can practice in this hamstring stretch coming forwards, coming closer, and just breathing and getting used to the stretch in this standing hamstring stretch. Boom, yoga block tricks. Now we're on to number 4. Number 4, gonna go from lunge to lunge. Be dynamic with this stretch. We're gonna come onto the ground. Our feet wider than shoulder width apart. They are wider. We're gonna plant our feet down. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna crawl our hands to one side. Boom, lunge, which is where you're gonna keep your knee above your ankle and you wanna have your hips square, pushing your hips down towards the ground. Then we're gonna come up, walk, walk, walk. Hello, we're over here on the other side. And we'll go back into that lunge. Knee over your ankle. You should not feel this in your knee at all. You're gonna feel this in your hips once again and your quads. So we're gonna come back up, walk, 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 back to the other side. Hello to the left leg, hello. And then we're gonna walk over and say hello to the right leg. And we're just gonna walk from side to side. This is opening up many different muscles because we're in the lunge and we're opening up our glutes, our hip flexors, our quads, and then we push up and now we're opening up our hamstrings and our hips. Then we come to the other side and of course we're doing the same movement as the other side. So we're opening up our hips, glutes, quads. So we're just walking and walking from each movement. We've actually done a lot of walking today, I've just realized. We've walked in the inchworms, we've walked in the squats. Guys, we're walking to flexibility success with our legs today. All right, time for number 5. All right, number 5. What is it gonna be? Well, we're gonna come back to our knees into another lunge. We're gonna go back into this lunge. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna bend our back leg like so. Then we're going to turn our hips forwards and then we're going to turn them back and then straighten out our front leg. Now once again, this is hitting a lot of different muscles in your legs and this is also opening up your quads deeper. So we're opening up our hips, our quads and then our hamstrings with this hamstring stretch. So coming into the quad stretch, then twisting, then coming back, boom, and just practice doing this movement. And now I can't lie guys, at this point right here, it can be pretty hard to just fall over. It happens all the time, to be honest. And if you need to hold on to something next to you, then don't worry about it. Just grab onto something that is of the correct height and hold on to it for a little bit of support. You can come down into that lunge, bend that back leg, then turn, and then turn back, and then hamstring. I have no idea why when I said turn, it just sounded really, really high there. Then turn, we're gonna ignore that happened. But we're coming back, lunge, boom, quad stretch, turning, and then hamstring stretch. And do not forget to do it onto the other side. And make sure that whenever you're doing an exercise on one leg, you do it on the other leg as well, because we're trying to be balanced individuals. We must make sure that we have balance in our body when training flexibility. All right, so make sure that you're doing the same movements on each side of your body so that you don't end up with one side really flexible and the other side really stiff. So make sure you're training both sides of your body. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you want to learn more in-depth flexibility, boom, then head over to my course where I will teach you how to be flexible through the core poses and core movements. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.